Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a cup using the thin extrusion method. This is just another way to make the cup that we made in the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, I'd encourage you to do that before you watch this one. And if you're unfamiliar with the channel, this is a Skool community, which I also post the videos on YouTube. But if you want these files where you can practice measuring things as well as the Fusion files that I'm going to be making today, then please join the free Skool community where those are available. So this is what we're going to be making and the dimensions of all the aspects of the part. And just to be clear, this is the best way to make a cup, in my opinion, is the shell method. It's the most straightforward, but again, I like making these videos where I basically show different ways to make the same thing just to demonstrate that you can kind of get to the same endpoint in a lot of different ways. So let's go ahead and make a new design, and this one is going to be called Cup Thin Extrusion. We'll start off by turning on the origin, and then we're going to make our same sketch as we did last time. So select the bottom plane, click C, which is the shortcut for center diameter circle. Make sure that we have it snapped to the origin here, then right click or left click, and then just draw it out as far as you want. And then we're going to click D for dimension, and we're making this a 60 millimeter in diameter cup. And then we're going to go ahead and finish this sketch. Okay, and this time we're going to start off by making just the bottom of the cup. So we're going to click E for extrude, and we're just going to make this 3 millimeters because if you'll look at the drawing, the wall thickness is 3 millimeters, including the bottom. So we're just going to make the bottom first. All right, so now we have just the bottom of our cup, and now we're going to come back to sketches and turn this one back on, and then we're going to select extrude again. And this time, instead of selecting the whole thing, we actually want to go up here, and if you'll notice, there's actually two types of extrude. There's the normal extrude, which is the default, which we just used, and then there's the thin extrude. So if you can see there, this icon is thin extrude. So let's go ahead and select that. And then it's going to ask us for our profile. And what we want to select is this outer edge profile, which is our circle. And then let's just go ahead and drag it up and see what happens. So it's defaulting to cut, which if you look closely, it's just cutting away a little bit of our circle. And we don't want to do that. We want to change the operation type to join. And so now you can kind of see how we can make a cup out of this. So let's go ahead and make it 100 millimeters tall, which is how tall we want our cup to be. And so if we zoom out, you can see that the cup is now pretty much what we want it to be, other than the thickness of this wall. So the way we change that is there's this wall thickness here. So we change this to 3 because our wall is supposed to be 3 millimeters thick. And then the wall location is correct. So it basically lets you do side 1, side 2, or center. Side 1 seems to be the right side because if we come down here, if we click command, you can see that it's flush with the wall. Let's just look at it from the side so you can get a good view. So it's extending straight up from the wall. So side 1, it's defaulted to, and that's actually inside. So if we look at it from the top, it's on the inside of the wall. And the good way to see that is if you change it to side 2, and then we look back here at the bottom, you'll see that it's actually on the outside, and that would make our part too big. So it's making the cup way bigger than it needs to be. So we're trying to do it on the inside, which in this case is side 1, and then center, it would just split the drawing. So let's keep it on side 1, and then we're going to click OK. And now we have our cup. And we can measure the diameter really easily just by clicking here. And we see that it's still 60 millimeters is the outer diameter, which is what we wanted. If, for example, we did change it to the wrong side, it's going to be larger than 60 millimeters. So let's change it to side 2. And then if it's on the outside, how big would our diameter be? So if you think about it, if this was 60 millimeters and now we have 3 millimeters on this side, and then we also have 3 millimeters on the other side, then it's going to be 66 millimeter diameter, which is not what we want. But just for example, let's measure it. And you'll see down here, it's kind of as we expected, 66 millimeters, because we were going to the outside instead of the inside. So let's go back here, edit feature, and then change this back to side 1. Real quickly, we can check. It's 60 millimeters. as we want. All right, then the last thing to do is we're going to modify chamfer, and we're going to apply a chamfer to the inside and outside wall. One quick tip for that is you can just select this face and it'll apply chamfer to both edges. We're making it 0.4, and you see there that we've added a 0.4 chamfer to both edges, and we also want to add that down here to this bottom edge. Click OK, and that's all we want to do. So that's how you make a cup using the thin extrusion method. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.